Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Patrick Kanampiu. I teach at Tharaka University. I teach English language and linguistics. I earned a PhD from the University of Edinburgh, where I was supported to be by our partners in the University of Edinburgh and of course Tharaka University. I'm here today because in our effort to revitalize Kitharaka language, we are working in partnership with the SAT for Alternative Learning and Transformation.
Tumeelea ya Tharaka na meelea ya Kenya, tunaangukinyaka kuma Gikuyu, kuma Maasai.
Tharaka isipotee iwe, unajua lugha kupotea ni jambo ambalo ni hasara sana. Kwa sababu lugha kuna msomi alisema lugha ikipotea si lugha pekee imepotea na masomo na njia ambayo ya kuweza kujua ulimwengu kwa njia tofauti. Na so tunasema alternative learning and transformation. So hizo njia mbadala za kuweza kujua ulimwengu na mambo ya ulimwengu na hata hii mimea na dawa. Kuna miti ya Kitharaka inatibu magonjwa mingi. Hiyo hata ikipotea inapotea. Mambo mengi sana yanapotea. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri tuhifadhi lugha. Na pia tukipoteza lugha na tupoteze culture yetu ama utamaduni wetu, tunabaki kama watu ambaye hawana kwao, hawajijui vizuri. Unakikuta mtu tu anazungumza Kiingereza, anazungumza Kiswahili, lakini ukimuuliza wewe ni mtu wa wapi, unasikia haelewi vizuri. And just maybe to say why we are doing something, or revitalization of Kitharaka language. One of the mandate of Tharaka University, apart from teaching and doing research, is also to do some community outreach. So language is a very important aspect to me as a linguist. So one of the issues that we want to solve as the university is to help in teaching and revitalizing indigenous languages. In the Constitution of Kenya, the state is supposed to take serious actions to prevent and protect indigenous languages. And actually the curriculum also put a lot of importance on empowering the marginalized and indigenous languages. We made up a project to try to empower, revitalize Kitharaka language. And the reason why we did this as a university is, if you look at the young people, most of them tend to not lay a lot of importance on the indigenous languages. Not only Kitharaka, even the country all over, especially with the small languages, you find they want to use the majority languages, Kiswahili, English for example, and most of them don't think that their mother tongues are important.
Tucokeria ngatho nĩ wega waku, tucokeria ngatho nĩ watwarahũrire gĩtaheanagwo nĩ mũndũ o wothe wa gũkũ thĩ nĩ ũndũ wa gũtũrehe haha hakĩbũka.
Language is the most important tool through which culture is expressed, because it is the language through the language that we find names of events, names of activities, names of local artifacts. So if we stop speaking that language, if children stop learning language, then even the expression of those cultural artifacts, the cultural events, will also find a way. The indigenous scenes have names. They have Kitharaka names, they have Kimenti names, they have Kikuyu names and everything. So if we forget those names and only adopt Swahili names for them or English names for them, then we lose them. Yeah, we lose the local scenes that we perhaps are, they are not very much affected by weavers and other things. The challenges we are facing they are not only unique to us as Tharaka or as Kenyan people. These are challenges that the languages that are used by minority people are faced. These are the challenges they face. One is whether we associate progress and work and use in general society use with the language. So if the language has some important use in the community, then we lay some importance on it, and we actually get excited with learning it. But then if we are marginalized, if we are small communities, and we don't see those uses, then we tend to lose touch with it. Yeah. And one other issue is because of the prominence of the majority languages like English. We know English is a language of international communication, is the language of the media, is the language of publication, is the language of government use, official use. So because of, and again you find it's a language of instruction in our schools, yeah, in between grade 4 and other grades. Yeah. So unless something is done to help the people, children, parents, and teachers to learn that although there is a lot of emphasis on the second language, English, and also Kiswahili, which is also an official language in Kenya, we also need to do things to not to forget about our indigenous language. From the environment we start now, where we are post-colonial. So when the colonizers came, they planted on us some culture, some aspect of new culture. So they made us, it made our culture look like it is bad. It's something we need to change from. And they probably called it witchcraft. So when I wear some traditional attire, they think that is a witch who has those attires, you see? So that mentality is still with us. The mentality that our culture is bad and the Western culture is good. So I wouldn't say that, what sort is doing is witchcraft. Mm-hmm. It's simply some aspect of culture that people have been, brainwashed, yes, to run away from. Yes. That perhaps that mindset is still with them. The shrine in Tharaka is a very important aspect. There are things you don't do in the shrine. You don't cut trees. Yeah. You preserve the environment through, honoring the shrines. When you want to call for rain, traditionally, you go to the shrine and do things there. These festivals will bring back to life the events, the activities, the vibe that goes along with the use of language. What you see in this event is people expressing their culture. They are singing, and in that singing they say a lot of things. There's a lot of teaching in those singing. There's a lot of advice. There's a lot of expression, cultural expression in the event. So what that means is if the events go, then those activities, that vibe that you see goes. But if we have this event, then they bring back to life those aspects of culture. I would say culture cannot live if there are no activities that hold it together. My local clan is Nyaga. When I was growing up, my grandparents and actually my father also narrated to me the story of where we came from, the legends of Keboka. Mm-hmm. So Kibuka is said to have been born in a Nyaga family, but he was not actually born. There was a woman who never had children. So he went to one of the seers, Mowe, and the Mowe said, okay, God has heard your cry. So one of these days it will be raining very hard and you hear a child cry in the bush. Collect that child. That child will belong to you. And name him Kibuka, where you were yesterday. So to cut the story short, that story, the legend of Kibuka, who is a Nyaga person, still lives with me.
Wara Mwiriga. Wara Mwiriga turoda. Kari. Nakaiye. Turoda. Kenya. Nakiere.
SOS is doing an important mission in the Tharaka community. One, it is bringing back to life some aspects of good culture that we shouldn't forget. Aspects like the local scenes, the traditional scenes that we used to plant, and which were actually going very well with our climate around here. So that is an important aspect I support. Yes. And the other thing is to remind people about where they have come from, the cultural practices. They are not bringing back these cultural practices, but they want to make people to remember where they have come. You know, what they say that have held the society together through dance, through, those kind of events. So when they stage such kind of event, they want to show people, which is a very nostalgic thing, I would say, what people used to practice sometimes back, the kind of dances and what they used to achieve with those dances. They are bringing a bit of biodiversity in the community. Yes. A very long time ago, we used to preserve our environment. There are very many places, especially in the mountains, which we did not use to cut. So that means then, if there is a particular place where you can't cut, where you cannot get pieces of wood from, you cannot get timber from, it means that place will remain and perhaps attract rain when the season comes. Yes. But we stopped doing that. So right now people can cut anything. So there are no like those protected places. So when culturally. So when they bring this aspect of biodiversity celebration, it takes us back to realize that there are places that we need to preserve for the sake of the environment.